Love, light, peace, and abundance, everyone. I am back for another episode of Poetry Unraveled. It is I, Queen Essence, and it's Thursday, and we're here. It's my will that you've had a phenomenal week. There's been a lot that's taken place this week in my own life, so I can only imagine what is taking place in yours. So it's my will that you are in a place of balance, that you reach a place of peace so that you can receive today's transmission. I'm excited. We are in a very beautiful time, very, very beautiful time. 2025 has proven to be a great year so far. I know that nationally, worldwide, there's a lot that's taking place, right? And when you step back and you zoom out and you view things from a higher perspective, you understand that everything is taking place in divine order. Everything is taking place in divine alignment to bring about the results that are required at this time. I'm not sure if I mentioned it on this podcast. It may have been on my own, on my other channels, where I spoke about last year, 2024, being a year of 8. And the year of 8 represents karma. And look at the mic. It represents karma. And 2025 is the year of the 9. And the 9 is like putting the period. It's like the conclusion. It's like seeing the foundation that you have laid, and now you are standing upon it. And there are many of us that have been working, consistently to build a foundation. Some of us throughout the last few years have found ourselves having to rebuild our lives, right? The life that we once knew, we may have gotten a divorce, we may have lost a loved one, we may have experienced financial difficulties. A myriad of things may have taken place that caused you to be in a position where you have to build from scratch, where you have to start anew. And I remember there was a time in my life where I was recently divorced. I was new to the reality of my world of being a single mother. And I had 2 small children, 2 children under the age of 2 at the time. My children are, my oldest 2 children are what they call Irish twins. They're Irish twins. And during that time, I had a lot that I needed to explore, accept, release, heal from, cry through, and envision for my future. And I met a brother, and he shared something with me to this day. It's 20 something years later, and I still remember it like it was yesterday. And he expressed to me that, well, let me give a little bit more context. I was all of those things that I shared. I had just moved into my first apartment as a mother. Excuse me. I moved back to my home state, and I was navigating life, right? Like I got a job, and, my son was reaching the age of where he can go to daycare or not preschool, but nursery school. He could go to nursery school. And I just found myself having to rebuild, right? And I was in this space of everything it was like I was sitting in a room full of glass and all of the pieces were shattered everywhere. And then I was told to clean it up and put it back together again. And I was just sitting there like, okay, how in the world am I supposed to do that, right? So slowly but surely, I began to see. I was already doing the things because that comes with being an adult, right? I got children I got to feed and take care of. So I did those steps, but mentally and spiritually, I was still navigating and figuring it out. And I met this gentleman, and he expressed an idea to me that there are people who are in a position that wish that they could start over, right? So where I was at ground zero. I had an air mattress. I had a Walmart storage dresser. I had in my room, right? Whereas I came from a place full bedroom set, just beautiful things, right? And when he shared that with me, it did something for my spirit, right? It relieved a burden. First, it acknowledged the burden that I was carrying that I wasn't sharing with anybody, right? And then it relieved me of it because I was able to see from a higher perspective my situation. It wasn't that it was a mistake or I messed up or he messed up, or it wasn't anything to dread. It was an opportunity to start from scratch. And it was like a change in, like when you flip the pages in a book, like when you're writing on a notebook and the page gets all filled up. When that page is filled, what do? You flip the page to a clear page, to a clear page so that you can start to write anew. And it was in that moment that it was branded on me. It was like embedded in me. So I offer that to you at this time. There's a lot that's taking place, right? And a lot of things that we are familiar with, that we've become accustomed to, because that's just the way that things have always been, is about to change. And in a lot of ways, drastically for people. Not for everyone, right? For some people, it's going to feel drastic. And I offer this nugget, this jewel to you, that in something falling and something crumbling and something that you have found stability and comfort and peace in, and just a rhythm of existence no longer being there, it is an opportunity for new. It's an opportunity for beginnings, right? Whenever there's an ending, there's a beginning. It's the cycle of life. It's a universal principle. Whenever something ends, there's always something right there to begin, whether we're capable of seeing it with a conscious eye or not. So with everything that's happening in the world, the structure's falling apart, the chaos and the confusion that it appears to be, it is all happening because something new is being birthed. Something new is coming forward. And I'm very excited for the new. I'm very, very excited for the new. I feel that renewed experience in my heart space where the clarity came in. I was able to make peace with my current situation and see it with a new perspective, new lens, no speck in my eye, right? And I encourage you all to do the same. We're in a time where the vibration of the planet is being risen, and it is being done collectively. So there has to be things that take place to affect us collectively instead of individually in our own homes, right? There's going to be more light that is shown. More solutions are going to be present for us to gain our balance. However, many of us have to be shown the foundation that we have stood on all this time. And we have to be able to evaluate whether or not that foundation is strong enough to hold us up for what's coming and where we want to go. And some of us, we have to decide where we want to go, right? What do we want our future to look like? And if we could contribute anything to the collective shift that's taking place, what would we want that to be? I myself, I want to magnify life, and I want to amplify the frequency and the vibration of love. So I'm starting a love revolution. That's what I'm doing. And everything that I do is going to be to raise the frequency and the vibration, to encourage everyone to embrace universal love, to shine light in the midst of darkness, to be a beacon, to be a lighthouse for those whose ships are in the night, as well as helping to bring balance and reconstruct the energetic blueprint of the unseen world that many of us are about to get acquainted with, or many of us are about to get acquainted with. So that's me. So I ask you, what would you like to create? What would you like to add to the evolution of civilization, of humanity, of creation, right? What resonates with you is your part. Right? If you just, let's just say, right? Let's just say you got to choose. Let's just say you got to choose what you could contribute, right? What would you choose? What resonates with you? Whatever comes up for you, I encourage you to explore that and see exactly how you can bring it out of you, outside of you, right? There's so many of us that have seeds planted in us for today, and for tomorrow. There are some brilliant people out here on this planet, artists, scientists, um, architects, creators, visionaries, right? And it's time for you to know, accept, and stand in your divine place, in your divine assignment. I have a book, right, that I wrote when I was in hibernation. And it is called, what is it called again? It's called, oh, that's so crazy. That's so crazy. I don't remember the name of my book. Let's see. It is called, it's kind of long. That's why I don't remember it. Awakening Your Divine Purpose, a spiritual guide to, basically what it is a book of remembrance, right? It's a book of remembrance. It is designed to assist you in remembering who you are, to assist in supporting you on your path to remembering and awakening who you are. There was a very big football game that took place this last weekend. And the halftime show has gotten a lot of people talking, which I love. It has generated so much conversation amongst the community of those that have the will to see, have the will to look beyond the veil, right? And many were activated as a result of that performance. There was much that took place. There's so many hidden keys and all of that was shared. I'm sure you've probably seen many breakdowns already. I don't want to get into any of that. I just want to highlight and put out into the ethers the energetic activation that was available in that performance. I know firsthand that there was much that was taking place in the energetic realm at that time. And there was a lot of energy that was being admitted into the universal framework to further collapse the old infrastructures energetically that no longer serves. It has served its purpose. It has reached the point of it can go no further, right? While simultaneously integrating the new framework, integrating the new ley lines, integrating the new channels of energy that will be coming in to the energetic grid here. Confirmation verb. Not only on Earth, however, throughout creation. And many of us felt it. And, Threads has become a place where I like to go. And if I'm going to scroll there, because there's a lot of thoughts being shared, right? It's not a lot of pictures for distractions. People don't even use a lot of emojis over there. It's a lot more of sharing of thought, which produces thought, right? When someone openly shares their thought and you read it, it provokes a thought in you. And people respond, and then it gets a conversation going, which is always great when people can engage in dialogue, because the energy of words, the energy of that interaction is being emitted out, and it is being directed to the areas where it will serve best. So on Threads, there was much conversation that took place after the halftime show. And even up until now, there's still conversations taking place. And it has opened up a portal to where higher frequencies are able to be grounded into earth, right? I don't know how many people are aware of this knowledge. However, the earth is a live living thing. Like, it's a live living organism, entity, in which lets you know that it's alive. It can bear fruit. Like, it can grow, right? Like, it grows trees, it grows flowers, it grows plants, it grows our herbs, it grows our nourishment and sustenance. Let me drink this tea. So it lets you know that it's a live living thing, right? Alive. It is an organism that isn't alive. It is alive. However, on a deeper level, in understanding that everything is energy and energy is alive, the earth itself is an energetic, I don't know, ball. If we want to, make it the smallest expression that we can, it's an energetic, it's energy. It is an energetic sphere. That's what it is. It's energetic sphere. And that energy we experience, right? So the energy itself of the planet is being elevated. And as it is elevating, we have the opportunity to elevate as well. There's so much coming in to share. And I will that this is coming across cohesive, because I kind of feel like I'm bouncing all over the place, but I know that everything is coming out as it's supposed to come out, right? So we're in a new day. That is the moral of the story. We are in a new day, and you get to choose where you fit. If this was a story or a play and you were part of the cast and you got to choose from the list of what position you wanted, you get to choose that. And this is the time for the visionaries, the creatives, the healers, the architects, the designers. This is the time for us to come to the forefront, to offer what we have, what we've been cultivating all of this time. Many of us, what we do, what we're going to do, we've been doing for years. We've been doing for years. And many of us didn't even understand that that's what we was doing, because we was just being ourselves, being free, living, doing what resonates, doing what makes us happy, following our passions. However, what we were doing was laying the foundation for our awakening, for our remembering, right? Like my book, the guide to remembering. It's the book of remembrance, right? It's time for you to remember. And if you find yourself struggling with anything at this time, whether it be pain, hurt, confusion, you got that freeze, that fawn freeze. You might be in fight or flight. You may feel an imbalance because your physical doesn't represent your inner world, right? The two don't match. Whatever it is that you're experiencing at this time, I will for you to find peace and understanding that it's all part of the process. Excuse me. Confirmation burps. It's all part of your divine blueprint. It all has a sacred reason, a sacred purpose. Even your tears, right? Even your tears. I was thinking the other day, and I was receiving clarity on some very specific things in my journey. And it reminded me, and it caused me to be so definite and so solid in the fact that even my tears are sacred, right? There's many things that we experience along this journey that cause us to experience tears, crying. For some of us, we experience some very happy and joyful moments, right? Surprising moments that made us cry tears of happiness. However, there's also many of us that have experienced tears at the hands of others who have treated us poorly, that have mishandled us, that have misjudged us, who have taken us for granted, who have lied, still cheated. Those tears were not for nothing. They were not for nothing. They all count for something. There's a saying that I saw that the tears, they water the grass of which you stand upon, right? I would say they water the seeds that you planted. And not only that, because everything is recorded, right? And yes, everything happens according to the divine plan for your specific development as well as mine. However, there are some people who took their part in our path, in our journey, a little too far. Like they was doing too much, as the young people say. They was doing too much, right? And that has to be accounted for. So those tears that you cried, and you may even be crying some right now, I want you to know those tears are valuable. So you allow them to flow. Allow your inner world to be cleansed, for peace to be restored, for your eyesight to be clearer, so that when the clarity comes, you can truly see it for what it is, and your heart be at peace with what is being shown to you. Because once you look back, you're going to understand things so much clearer than what you understand right now. And know that nobody gets away. So you don't have to worry about payback. You know, I know there are some people in the spiritual community, you know, they send the energy back to the person. You don't even got to do that. I'm here to tell you from my own experience, you do not have to send anybody anything, because everything that was done was recorded. And we all have to respond to for what our hands have done, right? We have, and not only what our hands have done, what was in our hearts. Because sometimes we did things with our hands, right? That it was really the only option. It was the only option that we had to do because we was in survival mode, right? And it was one of those situations that if I knew better, I would have did better. If I had other options, I would have chose something different. But this was the option in front of me, and it was the best option that was available at the time with the level of understanding and access that I had, right? That's not what I'm talking about, right? I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the situations, experiences, and individuals that consciously chose, right? That willingly did, that knowingly, that has to be answered to. Whether you knew what was happening, whether you understood what was happening or not, it doesn't matter. So because that has to be answered to, I would encourage you, because I'm not here to tell you what to do. I would encourage you, as someone who has walked the path, who is living the path, right? Utilize your energy towards something that's going to magnify life. Because anybody that did you wrong, anybody that took you for granted, anybody that affected your heart, anybody that made you cry, right, already has whatever they're going to receive from the universe and the Most High. It's already sealed. However, what would be best served for you to focus on is how you align yourself with what is available to you, and how you continue to position yourself so you can receive more and more and more of the higher frequencies that's available, the blessings, the insight, the clarity, the peace, the love, the balance, the stability, the security. All of that is available. If you're not experiencing it now, it's coming. And even if you are experiencing it now, it's only going to increase. It's going to get better. It gets better. It gets so much better. And it just keeps getting better. The more you pursue, the more you wake up, the more you come alive, the more you step into your purpose and shine your light, the better it gets. Every day, every week, every month, every year, it gets better. So whatever you're going through right now, understand that this is temporary, and for every beginning there is an ending. So yes, the storm started. You may be caught all up in it, not understanding what's happening, and you might be getting your head knocked between the washer and the dryer. But guess what? At some point, the wind is going to stop, the storm is going to settle, and you're going to get up, and you're going to no longer have your head between the washer and the dryer. But guess what? You're going to have experience from it. And from the experience comes the wisdom, because you're not going to just look at it from the physical. You're going to look at it from the energetic, the spiritual, the mental, the emotional, and you're going to apply, you're going to evolve, you're going to grow, you're going to learn, right? And it's going to place you in a position to where what's taking place with the old world going out and the new world coming in, you're going to be perfect alignment. And before you know it, you're going to step right in. You're going to get right in line. You're going to step right in to do and be and express your portion, your fraction, your expression of what you came here to do, to be a part of this love revolution or whatever. But you might be here to start your own revolution. You might have a name for it. You know, you might be listening to me and be like, girl, I got a revolution too in my spirit, in my heart. And this is what it's called. And this is what I intend to add and magnify to creation, to earth, to civilization. You know, I was thinking every civilization that we are aware of has a history, right? Has a beginning and an ending. And there are some of us that are here to carry on the story, right? To carry on the legacy that was left behind in our very own expression. And it's time. So I congratulate you. I want you to know that I'm so proud of you. You have come so far. You have gone through so much. You've endured so much. And now you're here. You're here on the brink of awakening. You are on the brink of your blessings. We are in the year of 9. Blessings are coming. Harvest is coming. So if you've been sowing the seeds and tilling the land and pulling the weeds and watering and nurturing, speaking to the plants, to the seeds, you've been singing to them, you know, your harvest is coming. So be prepared, be ready. That feels like the transmission is complete. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read today's poem. I look forward to hearing any feedback that you have, any thoughts, any ideas, any likes, shares, comments. As always, I appreciate you. And today's poem, The Courage to Open. Water takes the shape of its container. I flow so freely. I need you to be the land that cradles my current, not the dam that stifles my stream. Every man I've let in has tried to suffocate the flame. When it got too hot in the kitchen, they tried to extinguish, thinking that letting go and putting out were somehow the same. They confused my warmth for weakness, my fire for something to restrain. Unprepared to find embers aglow, fueled by the divine, a wellspring that flows, rekindling at will, untouched by time, resilient and still. Yet time has slipped away. And when I reached the line of I've had enough, the temperature rose and I became both dissonant and resolute, forged in the clarity of a single no. Each no a bold declaration of self-love. Each line a bridge back to myself, rising above. No, I will no longer let you use my power against me or feed on my energy at my own expense. No longer can we share the intimacy of a hug or the sweetness of a kiss. I'm a well that runs deep, and emerging you'll miss. Not yours to constrain, I'm an luminous flame. My optimism, once seen as a mistake, became a cycle of giving with so little take. But now I see it was all he knew. His mother skipped nurturing, no warmth to share, no permission to cry, no compassion to spare, leaving him a man with no fertile ground, where truth is lost and lies abound. I tried to be the warmth he missed, but my light can't heal what he won't admit. This wasn't my plan. I simply know my assignment, to radiate light so others will find it. The chance is yours to clear your slate. Embrace real change. It's never too late. So don't shy from the truth when the debt comes due. Confront the challenge you must meet. Don't linger in doubt or drag your feet. Healing begins with the courage to open, to hold love close, beautifully unbroken. It's time to right your wrongs. The first step is to stop denying yourself of love. In this cycle, I've discovered my worth. My waters flow clear and true, a radiant light igniting a path anew. I stand as the heart activator, a beacon bright, urging you to embrace love, to reclaim your light. Release the shadows that confine your soul, for healing begins when you make yourself whole. Now honoring the love within myself, trusting the wisdom that I once shelved, I manifest the one who will hold me close, ready to nurture, to share, to grow, together, cultivating a love that overflows. Poem. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you for sharing energy. And until the next time, love, light, and